Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Wargame Brendryen Ranked. The following gameplay is part of my first experience trying out the USSR deck. It's Paddy Field. I'm playing against another private, Sha Shu, and this one actually precedes the video that I put up last week because the previous one was better, at least when it comes to USSR play. There was more of an eventful gameplay. This game, I decided to take really slow. That was going to be the focus of this gameplay. Just taking it slow, taking my time, and making sure that I get as much, let's say as much stuff secure before I decide to make a push, if I push at all. Because I found that you don't always have to push. If you can just secure the front line, that'll be sufficient. My opener here is a Tunguska M, T-72, 1989. BTR 90 with the Spetsnaz GRU for over there. This is, by the way, my starting plan. Securing the woods over here in Gulf. With tanks Tunguska, the Spetsnaz GRU and the Mi-8 MTV for a quick reconnaissance drop-off over there. Nona SVK to try and smoke up. This is before I had a conversation with Lord Pi about the mortars and about the deck at large. And he said that it is not the best unit for smoking, as I also covered in last week's video. Big thank you to both Victor and Lord Pi for for dealing with all my complaining on the Discord and for all their support, because it has been really invaluable. Now over on the right I only have a Siegert with VDV, and over on the left I have one BTR 90 to make sure I don't get flanked over here. Opener in the motion. I have my reconnaissance over there, I have the BTR 90 over there. The T-72s are moving up, and interestingly, my opponent stops. Now, this is definitely a newer player. He said as much. He is just getting into ranked, he's just getting into the game. So there are quite a few things that you might go, oh god, that's a rookie move. But then again, I make a lot of rookie moves myself. I should have won this game quite a while ago, but my plan was to take it slow. Now, without any kind of contact over here, I get the Spetsnaz GRU forward, I get the T-72s to stand by, and I make sure that I slowly but steadily reinforce Gulf. Over on the far right I have one Razvedka and an Mi-8. Over on the far left I have my Spetsnaz GRU, and I'm flying in some VDV to ensure that this industrial area is going to be mine. Now, because I did not take any contact on the front line, not here, not there, I get worried. Lately, I have been rushed a few times with helicopters. So, despite it being potentially severely overpriced for what it does, I buy a Tunguska M to defend my BRDM 2U over there. Because I really did not want to get attacked once again. I was not going to have it. At this point, despite killing, I think, one Humvee, I have not made any contact with the enemy. Nothing. Well, over here we have an engagement between an F-15J and an Mi-8, which is just flying forward a bit to try and scout. But that's pretty much the only thing. Now, interestingly, I couldn't quite get why, but he captured, of course, his spawn, and then he put his second CV over there instead of putting it in a hotel. I wasn't quite sure why, but he could have put it over there and started taking 2 points instead of 1. There is another CV on the move. And with that, he's going to be at a +3. Now, I was trying to bring in a Factoria HGM with a Siegert there, but I think the Nanayon Shiki's got the kill. Yeah, this one's missing one shell. That one got the kill, so be advised you can shoot down there. And this is something that I'm not necessarily saying to you as the audience, but more also to myself, saying, okay, you can shoot down from there, be advised. One squad of JSDF Rangers moving forward, and it's a little bit of a skirmish. I don't know that it's there up until the point where I think it starts to engage Siegert. And that's when I converge with everything here to eliminate them as quickly as possible. Now he's at a +3. I get my CV for Charlie, leaving him at a +1. I get another BRDM2U for Fox to stop the flow. I do not want him ticking anymore. And all the while, I'm just slowly reinforcing my flanks. Razvedka, Spetsnaz, VDV. Over here, VDV, Razvedka. I don't want any flank surprises this time around. The JSDF gets spotted, promptly surrounded and eliminated by a combination of VDV and their transports. Aircraft flies over with napalm, gets killed off. That was an F-86 Kyoko. And at this point I suspected that he did not have anything here, which did lead me to question, if not here, then where? But he just did not have anything moving here, which actually worked very well for me. I moved the BTR-90 forward, but again the Nanion Shikis are able to spot it and take it out. I'm not quite sure what sort of a deck he was using. This is the F-15J, so I think it's a Blue Dragons one. Or is this... is it strictly Japan? Yeah. Sorry, I thought it was Blue Dragons. It's strictly Japan. Interesting to see somebody use that. Not necessarily a bad choice, just an interesting one. Although I'm sure that some of the other ranked players, the more experienced ones, would definitely call this a terrible choice. Kyoroku WAPC engaging Razvedka. There's a bit of skirmishing over here, but I decided to take this as a bit of a learning opportunity to see what sort of skirmishing can be had here. Taking the game again very slowly, just reinforcing and making sure that I have a foothold here, so that he cannot push any CV into Bravo or Golf, and that I can just very slowly but steadily gain my income. Now the Hudaren and the Kyoroku WAPC encounter the BTR-90. I don't think that I can win that, so I pull them back. Especially the OSA gets pulled back. And the BTR is getting hopefully suppressed by the Mi-8s and the Mi-24 VP over there, but I can't see it anymore. My recon over here needs work. I need to have a Spetsnaz Guru somewhere over there or here to give me more vision on what's happening there. At this point, I had contact with my VDV. Interestingly, the VDV here were taking contact, but the VDV over there were not. So he does not have anything inside this tree line. The VDV-90 are moving forward, and against a Nanion Shiki they really don't have that much trouble. Of course, if they encounter it on the open field, it is an entirely different story. Now, something I feel like mentioning here. I'm playing an opponent that is not nearly as good as the captain that I played last week. But, and I messaged Lord Pi about this, he says, do not trivialize any of your wins. Because with the moment that you start trivializing your wins, going, yeah, but it was just a private, at some point you're going to do that with everything. You're going to trivialize every win, and you're going to go, okay, well, yeah, that was easy because... and you're just undercutting yourself. The moment that you start doing that, everything becomes trivial when you win it, but when you lose it, you start beating yourself up. And I thought that that was worth sharing, because I completely agree with that statement. If you start trivializing a win, even if it is against a private, which effectively is my skill level at the moment because I'm a private myself, if you start trivializing that, then where do you stop? It is just going to be, oh yeah, well this guy was easy because, or this guy made that stupid mistake, so I won. Don't. I'm definitely going to be careful not to fall into this trap, even though I potentially will. But try not to undercut yourself too much. Now he tries to counter my VDV with an F1 and another F-86. So he tries to deal damage against my units with napalm, but the VDV are already moving forward, not where they were a moment ago. And the F1 then pushes in, and at this point I had two OSAs because I was expecting a counterattack from air power. And I was right. The F1 unfortunately does not really take any kind of damage, but they are successful at wiping out some VDV. Again, I'm just taking a +1. I'm being very patient. Not moving, not being very aggressive, just probing here, seeing how far I can get. I'm mostly skirmishing here on the right with my VDV, my Razvedka, and my M8. A short arrow approaches, and the short arrow gets killed off by the VDV, but there is another one. Razvedka moving forward, trying to get me some more information, and over here is just trying to reinforce his own line with another Nanion Shiki-G. And fortunately it stayed at some range, but I had to turn off the weapons on these VDV, because they could see the Nanion Shiki-E. If you are able, or if you're seeing that a unit does not blink, keep a very close eye on it. Because if it should be concealed and it's not blinking, then it's not concealed. Meaning it's either not in cover properly. It could be just sitting next to the tree line. This one definitely is inside the tree line, so it is getting detected. As opposed to the Nanion Shikiji, which is concealed. Now over here I was also getting more and more air attacks, so I bring in the Osa. And he tries to use his F-15J against my VP and succeeds. Unfortunately, I do not have my Yak coming in time. But the F-15J does get stunned. And I think it's a combination of the Tunguska and the Osa that take it down. That's one of his fighters down. And as I'm doing more ranked, I'm trying to train myself into counting his losses. If I know that he loses 2 F-15Js, I'm pretty confident that he does not have any more. And with that, I can then be a bit more aggressive in the skies because his air force is diminished and his fighter response will be lessened. Another F1. This one again makes it out alive, but a bombing run does not succeed. I try to pull back as best I can. Factoria trying to AGGM from the side. I really do not want him to take this position, but there is at the moment not that much that I can do except fall back. Razvedka try to engage but get overwhelmed by the combination of the Nanayon and the Hachiki, and I just pull back the Osa and the resupply. I did not feel any need to lose these. Factoria trying to deal damage. Over here he could potentially have launched an offensive. He could have started harassing my flank over here, but thankfully with him being a newer player, he couldn't quite do it. Because I did immediately bring up some reinforcements. BTR 90 there, MTLBVs to here to bring in some units to prevent a flank over this bridge. And again, my Tunguska is over there. A bit of a mistake to keep its gun active, because this makes it susceptible to seed. He brings in a Kiyomarushiki, he's super heavy, and pulls it off to the flank. Not sure why, because I don't have anything there that really needs killing. Nor does he push with it over there. Speaking of pushing, I'm slowly but steadily starting to encounter his Nanasan Shiki and the Nanion Shiki E. The G is not getting involved, nor is any of his infantry. Based on his points, I think he might have been floating a few points, but he did just buy the Kiyomaru and, of course, quite a few planes. That does add up. At this point, I also have a CV over here in Bravo. I'm at a +2. I am ticking well over his score. Another Kyoko comes over, and this one drops on the Victoria that I had tried to park in here. It does get away with the drop. I immediately start moving the Victoria away because I'm not interested in barbecued ATGMs. And fortunately, they do survive, but only just. Now, the Victorias are pretty bad ATGMs. They're not fast, they don't have a lot of range, they don't have a lot of killing power, and don't have a lot of accuracy. But the moment that most players see AGGMs, they go, oh crap, what's that? Now he starts to bring in more Kyoroku WAPCs. That's more infantry and potentially the push with the grenade launcher vehicles as well. Factoria over here, trying to deal damage, but just note how slow that missile is. It really is quite terrible. But I just wanted to be, or I just wanted to have a bit of a dissuader, if you will. And I do get the kill, and this guy, I think immediately, no, not yet, later on. Later on, I get another kill on the vehicle, and he immediately goes elite. Because he killed one vehicle. Congratulations. VDV versus Kyoroku inside of a forest. Not a fair fight. Hudauren here do get offloaded before the Kyoroku does. Or before the Kyoroku gets destroyed. And here I make a mistake. A big one. Because at this point I couldn't see the second Kyoroku. I think. Where was this? Yeah, here. This is it. This is something where I thought this was stupid. Because over here I have my VDV engaging Hudauren. My units are panicked, his units are panicked. But watch what I do. I think it's in my best interest to pick a fight with yet another unit. I move up the VDV to try and find the Kyoroku WAPC. That's not even part of this fight. This unit was not actively shooting me. But I don't care. I move forward because I have I have to get it killed for some reason or another. Even though I was just perfectly comfortable taking out the Hudauren. And then I could have taken out the Kyoroku. This was just stupid, and it had absolutely no point. Oh yeah, here it is. Victorias, kill off one Humvee, Papam, Veteran, and Elite. Just because they are well, they're unaccustomed to doing damage, I suppose. Over here, I'm smoking up, using the mortar. That is over yonder, yeah, over here. And I'm trying to get some units over there just to practice an offensive. Fortunately, the bomber missed, but not by much. One unit calm, one shaken, one panicked. I smoke up some more, but a problem that I had over here was these are just Modestrelki, and I don't have fire support. So I'm, at this point, practicing pushing here. Just seeing what I can do. Turns out, not much. T-72s are, I think, getting dropped by the bomber, but unsuccessfully so. The Kiyomaru I know is not a threat, and I can just try and keep moving up. I drop off the Modestrelki, but against several tanks inside of a tree line, backed by a Hachiki Ushiki and tanks with grenade launchers, this is going to be rather uncomfortable for the Modestrelki. They do take out one of the Nanion Shikijis, the second group immediately dies, leaving just one group. They take out another recon vehicle. I try to move forward with the T-72s, but I think, oh crap, no, because I don't have any fire support, I don't have any anti-air. And I just pull them back. I completely abort, because I was worried about an anti-tank plane, or an anti-tank helo that I could not counter. And I just pull back. And again, I was thinking, you know what, I don't strictly need to push, because I don't have anything to win with a push. Yes, maybe I can win faster, but do I really need to win harder? I am winning. +2, 392 out of 400, sorry, 500. I have a steady position here. I have a somewhat steady position here. I smoke up my tanks as I pull back. I don't need to push. What do I win with pushing? So I just sit there. And I wait. I can sit and I can wait and I can let him come to me. If he wants to push. Fortunately, he doesn't. He does not push. And instead, I practice operating SU-25T a little bit over here. Big investment, but I was mostly using this game against this other private as a practice game. Practicing with the USSR deck, because it was the first time that I'm using it. Now, some of the unit choices inside the deck are not optimal, but overall, I'm slowly but steadily getting used to it. And I might still make some adjustments to make sure it fits my playstyle a little better. And basically the last minute of the game, there's not that much interesting happening. Yes, I'm still trying to do some damage with the 25T. I know his fighter is down, I know his NTR is down, so I can just push and deal some damage. Overall, killing 2,215 points versus 875. And this is where I thought, yeah, this is a win, but come on, it's just against a private. Do not trivialize your own wins. Don't do it. It's easy. But, as Lord Pi said, if you start doing it, it's going to undercut you. It's going to make you enjoy the game less because you're undercutting yourself. Whereas, the moment that you lose, you go, oh crap, that was stupid, that was stupid, that was stupid. Don't do it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the battle. I hope you guys enjoyed this little practice run that I did. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Down below in the description, there's the deck code if you want to use that. And soon, coming up, more ranked next week. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.